Hey guys, so I've been playing with the HTC 10 and the Galaxy S7 Edge over the last couple of days, and I wanted to basically do kind of like a review here. The main things which I think are stronger on the HTC 10 versus the Galaxy S7, why you should consider the HTC 10 versus the S7 and the S7 Edge here. And I'm sure you've already watched, thousands of reviews on these two handsets, so I'm not going to bore you doing a full review, but I wanted to, show the 5 reasons why I would consider the 10 basically, as a daily driver here, or a phone to buy for the next 2 years, because a lot of people can't afford these, off contract, and they're stuck with a phone for 2 years, and you want to know, if it's worth it here. Now, the first thing that I would talk about here is in terms of the build quality on the HTC 10, which is a solid evolution here over the previous model of HTC phones. It's metallic, obviously, around the edges, etc. It's got a new big chamfer, going for it, and really, I think that the build quality offers you significant advantages when it comes to Samsung's direction. I've already talked about like the fragility of the Galaxy devices nowadays. Like, I've already dropped my S7. And I've also talked about the fingerprints, the slippiness of the devices. Yes, they look very nice, don't get me wrong, they're very attractive in terms of the glass construction, but it always comes with a trade-off. You don't get that trade-off with metallic devices, and this is why Samsung's probably going to be copying HTC with the Galaxy C series, which is going to be coming soon apparently, Galaxy C5, all metal design. So if you're looking for something which is durable, as well as something that's going to last you, for 2 years, I think HTC's also got some sort of auto protection in some regions, where if you drop the phone, you can get it replaced quite easily. I don't think Samsung has that assurance here, which is something that is very useful. The next thing we need to talk about is in terms of the charging here at the bottom. You can see we still have the old type, I think it was the old type USB on the Samsung device, but we do have the latest Type C here. At first I did actually hate Type C. I thought I have to change all my cables, but I've really grown to love it, using the 6P, and you don't have to faff around which way it goes in, and it's really convenient, useful. It charges fast. I think it has quick charge 3.0. That's not to say the S7 charges slow, and that's fast in itself, but strangely enough, the latest S7 phones don't have quick charge, the 3.0 apparently. So why did Samsung leave that out from its latest phones? I'm not 100% sure really, but it's something to consider here definitely if you're looking at these two. The next thing we can talk about is in terms of the front-facing cameras. You're getting a fantastic ultra-pixel front-facing camera on the HTC, which I've actually tested both cameras in low light for the front camera, and I gotta say, I think the HTC definitely tops the S7 representative when it comes to the front facing. Yes, the back camera probably would still go to Samsung because of the the excellent 1.7 aperture, but if you're someone who takes a lot of selfies, you get an optically image stabilized front facing camera here, which I think is the first on the market. So that's something you should definitely bear in mind here. HTC also did some promotional shots with the HTC 10 doing selfies, and he looked absolutely lifelike, which is fantastic. Now, the next thing we can talk about is in terms of the sound quality. Not a lot of people carry Bluetooth speakers with them when they're out and about, and this is something that I really do enjoy about HTC devices. Yes, they're not front facing anymore, that is a little bit of a boo-boo, but you're still getting a fantastic audio experience here when it comes to the boom sound here, which is, it's not, I'd say, the loudest. I have done a sound test already. It's not the loudest compared to some of the handsets, but what it has got is amazing bass and depth and variation in terms of the tone. I'd say the Samsung speakers are decent, but in comparison they sound very tinny, and they're not on the front as well, so you're not getting that. So I definitely think if you're an audiophile, you're going to enjoy the sound quality experience here. I think also there's also some internal stuff as well in regards to sound, like high res support. I'm not sure if the Samsung supports that. It probably does, but I'm not going to list it as an advantage really. Now the next thing we can talk about is in terms of the price. Now the HTC 10 is an expensive phone, let's be honest. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg off contract, but as far as I'm aware, in some places it is cheaper than the S7 Edge here. So HTC, basically you could buy the HTC for a little bit less and have some change left over in your pocket there. And also I think HTC's actually made some interesting incentives, like depending where you are in the world. Like Samsung has also with the Gear VR kind of integration, but it's worth looking out really at the prices. I think HTC could have probably tried to hit the sweet spot, in terms of getting it about the Galaxy S7 standard level, but they do have to make a profit at the end of the day, and I'm guessing that the phones will kind of like come down in price a little bit over the next couple of months anyway. The next thing which I would laud about the HTC 10 is the this touch button here, which some people have been saying that HTC 10 is copying the Samsung phones nowadays with the front kind of button here, but it's not a button. That's the first thing. So it's not actually copying it if it's not a button. I haven't seen on a lot of Samsung devices that after a couple of years the clickiness of these buttons tends to go weird. Like sometimes it stops working, or you have problems with water going in it. Whereas I don't think you're going to get that with the HTC 10, because it's not ingressible. It's touch sensitive. It feels absolutely wonderful to use when you're actually going back and out of stuff. And I think that is definitely a reason to consider the HTC here. They've also obviously got rid of the on-screen buttons here, which means you're getting them on the bottom here, which is quite nice, because if you're playing games etc, it means you might hit the on-screen buttons. So I think those are the main areas which I think the HTC 10 tops the Galaxy S7 Edge. I did do a speed and camera test, and the S7 Edge was a little bit better in terms of those things, but obviously phones are a lot more than just the speed and camera. You want something which will last, which is stable, and a lot of people also enjoy obviously the Sense user interface here. It's very subjective, which interface you do enjoy. TouchWiz has come on a long way over the last couple of years, but still I think that it's behind Sense in some aspects really, when it comes to just the kind of the look of it here, which to me is closer to stock at the end of the day. If you like the stock look, there's no duplication of the apps, there's no bloatware kind of duplication of apps that you get on the Samsung device. It's just a cleaner experience really at the end of the day, and if you want something which is no nonsense, the 10 it could be your best companion here. So yeah, as I said, I think they're both fantastic devices. You're going to be happy with either one at the end of the day, but there's definitely reasons to not discount the HTC 10 as a viable choice for 2016. Hope you enjoyed the video, found it helpful. If you've got a question, do leave a comment, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.